Press the button.
Right, back again. It's the boys here.
Hooray!
More than one boy.
That's right. It's Gable and Yucky with special guest Nasser Abadi.
I mean,
come on, come on.
He's a
Hey, settle
guest.
down.
He is
fine.
he's
guest.
just a guest. He will leave.
Anyways, guys, we're here and we're back at it. Nasser, good to see you. How's it going?
Yeah, it's doing good, man. For those wondering, Hot Dog kind of owed me a favor, so I decided to call it in, and I said, let me come on here and show my books. I'm just kidding. I'm not here to chill, but
No.
yeah, no, it's cool to be here, man. I really love your channel, so it's cool to be a guest.
Thank you so much for coming. And
So, like
of course,
children's books, or
yep.
what?
Show the
Sure,
books.
Yucky.
What are we talking about here? Never mind. Moving on.
No. There's no shilling on this show. I don't think there is.
Just go to the Amazon.coms and just type in Nasser's name, and you can buy any book that he wrote.
It was just supposed to be a joke. I didn't think you guys were gonna run with that. Let's just.
No, I mean,
get on with the show.
there's no reason not
Like
to.
most
I mean, to
jokes,
be
let's
fair,
run them into
you
the
know.
ground.
We got D Gulag in the chat. What's happening? We got the great Jim Tuner in the chat as well. How's it going, guys?
How's it going, fellers?
Hey, Jimmy.
So we're all here because we recently saw the new Hellraiser, and Nasser didn't, but that's okay. You had
You gotta
better
call it-
movies to watch.
I
It's
I
proper
didn't know
ti-
there'd be homework. If I knew, I would have watched it.
The proper
I didn't-
title is Hulu Hellraiser is the proper title of the movie.
Hulu
Hulu's
presents a
Hellraiser
Hellraiser's
22.
tale.
Hulu Hellraiser. It's the 12th in the series, is it? I don't even know.
Way too many.
And it wouldn't take much to be the best one.
You would think that. You would think that, but I actually put it slightly ahead of Hellraiser Deader and under Hellraiser Hellseeker.
Which one's Hellseeker?
The one where Kirsty comes back, the actress comes back.
I thought that was
for-
Inferno.
No, that's the one with Craig Schaefer.
There's a few
Craig
gems
Schaefer,
in the Hellraiser
isn't he
series.
married to Christy in the movie?
No. No.
It's been a while.
I can't remember who. I don't even know if the husband is a known actor in Hellseeker. Point is, like, you'd be surprised how bad this was.
There's like so many straight to DVD Hellraisers that I've never even heard of. So you could tell me like anything is canon in Hellraiser. You could just start making things up. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm sure. You know, it's direct to DVD something I pick up at Walmart like that. You're right. That's what happened.
Funny you should mention that because Hulu's Hellraiser does whatever it wants with the lore as well. So we'll get into that as well.
it's basically a OVA for you anime fans out there.
Oh,
Yeah, like it's been known for a long time that like the last few Hellraiser movies were scripts that the company previously acquired, and they just needed to put a Hellraiser out. And this feels the same way to me. This could have been any movie, any script. You just kind of slap the Hellraiser imagery onto it. Because this isn't. It doesn't feel like a Hellraiser movie to me. It feels like. I tell you what it feels like. It feels like a Curse movie from the 2000s,
What do you mean a
where
curse movie?
Like Wes Craven's Curse?
a Curse movie is like The Ring or something, where something happens to the character,
yeah.
and someone goes 7 days, and they go, "Oh shit, I have 7 days." So then they have to be like, "Where did this thing come from?" Oh, there's obviously going to be an old lady at like a mental institution we got to go to, which is in this fucking movie. They go see the lady at the mental institution, and I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this in a Hellraiser movie. This is like a by the book 2000s, fucking schlock movie.
Yeah, you know, there's quite a few movies where a company gets the rights to a franchise and they had a script laying around, so they just kind of repackage it. Like what you're saying, like with it just being like just a curse movie.
Yeah, they just do too much weird stuff to. I mean, they come up with like a whole system of like what? There's like 6 combinations that the box can turn into. Like you can actually get a favor from Leviathan at the end of this thing. I mean, they said it. This is
Spoilers.
also, yeah, this is going to be spoilery because they set it up. This fucking movie is so bizarre. It also doesn't make sense because they set it up like the box is like some ritualistic thing. Like whoever gets this box is supposed to find like 5 victims for it, right? If you find 5 souls for the Leviathan, then you gain an audience with him and you can choose whichever of these 6 configurations, like the lament configuration,
It's a gift.
yeah, some gift or something. But like when the character in Hulu's Hellraiser, when she opens the box, it's supposed to like stab her and take her to hell, but it doesn't, and it accidentally stabs her brother, and that's her whatever. That's her like goal throughout the movies is basically find a way to get her brother wherever, like find out what happened to him. But it's like, okay, but if that was going to stab her, the Cenobites would have just came and taken her to hell. Like, no one came and explained the rules to her of like, actually, you can choose 5 other souls and give them to us. Like, it was just so bizarre. It's like an accidental plot. It's weird.
I just want to know why it got, I don't know, de-evolved to where it's like, just stab them with it. That's all it takes. Just stab them with it. And I don't know, it just seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's like some big brained producers like, you know what's not scary about the Hellraiser box? You have to open it for the Cenobites to get you. You can just choose not to open it. What if we make it cut you?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, one of
wow,
my big
that's
issues with the actual
genius.
movie is I always like the idea was when they open the box, you know, like the Cenobites are always like, we come to those who desire to see us. You know, that's like a big part of the Hellraiser movies. Like these people want to meet.
Yeah,
the
there was like a
Cenobites.
certain fairness to the bargain, right?
Yes. And just the fact that they got rid of that entire thing where it's just like, oh, it's all accidents, you know. It's like none of it made sense. And
Well, you get straight up murdered now, is what
Yeah.
it is. You get
Yeah.
stabbed, they come and kill you, and then that's it. And then 5 times and you get a wish. Surprise, surprise, the wish sucks.
yeah, you could choose one of 6 different gifts. Now I actually spent the time. I thought this actually was a kind of a cool idea if they
Yeah.
like, took it.
I mean,
took
the
that
wishes
lore.
thing is the least of the problems with this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's like a 2-hour long, boring horror
Way too
movie.
And
Way
it's
too
really
long.
dark, so you can't see some of the things that are happening, which makes some of the makeup effects look kind of shitty. Like there's the girl with her head on the wire, you know, and it's
Yeah.
pulling her flesh, and it just kind of looks like she's wearing a stupid hat instead of anything creepy.
Yeah. I mean, is that just the camera composition? Like what? I don't understand why. Like some scenes look great. Some scenes just look like directed TV trash. So I don't know.
I want to point out that Jim Tuner says the writers of Hellraiser were Ben Collins and Luke Pietrowski, who wrote Siren in the Night House. But also, don't forget, story, or some element of this is David S. Goyer.
Yeah.
And I blame him.
Is this the same script that's been like kicked around Hollywood since like 2010 or whatever?
Oh, I would hope not. Like, they didn't even... That would explain why it's like a 2000s curse movie. Like, they never even, like... got a different idea about it. They're just like, we'll just use it. Fuck it.
It would explain a lot though, you know, if it was the exact same script as from like
It's-
2010.
It's also weird that these things take you to like a parallel dream world to do the killing in.
I mean, I actually
that
thought
weird?
I thought that was the one cool thing about the movie is like when you watch the original Hellraiser movies, you open the box, you hear the bell of hell, and then like the blue lights show through like the you know the spaces in the floorboards or the
Yeah.
walls or whatever. So this kind of changed it up, and it did almost make it like a Nightmare on Elm Street, where when you go to hell, the person themselves sees some like illusion, and then they get kind of just sucked into hell. I did think that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting ideas. All of those I think would have been fine, but for some strange reason, just the structure that they felt like they told the story in, like the last, I don't know what it is, like the last whole hour is just a slasher movie, like running around a building, and you're just like, why?
Well, no, like the girl has to find the There's like a Necronomicon book that, like, there's a dude that owns a house who we see him give one of the souls to the box at the opening of the movie.
Yeah, that's where she finds all the info.
Yeah, and then like later, when she's doing her frickin' investigation into the where the box came from, she goes to this house and she finds like a book, and it's like the Necronomicon scene out of the Evil Dead remake, where she's just like, "You get 5 souls, and then you do this," and I was just like, I don't, it just was because like Hot Dog was saying, the original box is like, it's almost like it's like a punishment for people that have no limits. They've
Well,
done everything in the life.
It's a punishment for people that are really horny. Because everyone's like,
too.
hey, there's this box, and it'll just make you the horniest and cummiest you've ever been. And people are like, oh, yeah? I want to see that box.
Yeah,
It'll
right.
take you to a whole nother level of horny.
Like in the first Hellraiser, when Frank has sex with his brother's wife, the first thing he says is, "It's never enough." and I think that's like, yeah, those are the type of people that search out this fucking box.
Yeah, it's people who are seeking out more than what they can currently get, right? This is like, oh, I have everything, but I want more, right? That's that whole like, these are people who are seeking the desires that are above this current world, right? So hence they go towards the Cenobites to get them.
Yeah, and I mean, like I was saying, it's like a punishment for people that they only worship the flesh, or they only they only want pleasure, they only want
Carnal pleasure.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna get something else.
What's the difference
But they
between
also
pleasure
seem
and
to
pain?
kind of like it when they go to Leviathan Realm. As much as they hate it, they kind of like it.
Well, pleasure and
Maybe, I
pain.
don't know. I mean,
Very
Frank
close.
didn't like it.
He kind of did.
You think he kind of did?
I think he did a little bit, especially at first.
Like the weird thing about this movie, like the only part that is almost a remake, even though they drop it in this movie and they never do anything, is she sees like a ghost of her brother and he's like, "Bring me back."
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, is this kind of like the soft reboot version of this? But of course it's just going to be, no, finish giving me 5 souls. That way the Leviathan can grant you the resurrection.
That's it. That is one of the 6 gifts. Would be Lazarus resurrection. Yeah, that's what that is. Anybody else think it was kind of dumb though? Like when they were running around stabbing people, that they were able to stab the Cenobites, and that counted as
Yeah.
one of the sacrifices.
There is no way there's not some like asterisk by the deal that they have that says
Yeah.
like, oh, you can't, we don't.
Yeah.
count.
And I guess, once again, they're doing, oh, here's our soft reboot. Like, Kirsty at the end realizes how she gets the Cenobites back into hell is doing, like, a configuration and, like, zapping them with an 80s
Yeah.
laser or whatever, right? So I guess that they just thought, like, it's the same thing, I guess. Yeah, that is the problem. There's, like, this movie tries to have rules, but it breaks them constantly, and you can't figure out really what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it tries to establish a lore, and then it doesn't matter. It's like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I saw some lady on Twitter tweeted out how like I love how this dived into Clive Barker's world building, and it's like, what the fuck in this movie is any sort of world building?
That you have the demons in the world.
There's
Yeah,
a
in a
rule
box.
book.
There's
The
a
rule book is the world building.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies where I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You see the reaction online, and everyone's just losing their fucking nanners. And, I mean, really, it's just like, okay, this isn't the worst. Thankfully, this franchise has such padding that it's not the worst in the franchise. And it isn't by a long shot,
It's not a good
Oof.
movie, but like I got through it. I still think it's way too long. And
I like the last half hour, I think.
I liked anything involving the gifts, like because in the movie we saw 3 of the 6 gifts, So the sensation gift. So like, what happened to Frank and whoever the other guy, Roland, in the new movie?
Yeah, this guy's name is Voight or something, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
Roland Voight.
Roland Voight?
I think that's what it is. We saw Leviathan, which is probably the cool one. At the very end, kind of what happened to our main bad guy. Leviathan just means you know, they turn into a Cenobite basically.
Yeah,
they
I'm assuming that's what was happening in the end, right?
They join the Order of the Gash. I assume that's what it is. Of course, they never mention that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, world building my ass. Like, they don't even mention the Order of the Gash. But yeah, so this is almost like a Hellraiser 2. In a weird way, there's like elements of Hellraiser 2 because Hellraiser 2 has the Doctor who wants to view the Cenobites and write about them, and he has that room where he can hide behind the wall and look through a viewfinder and see the girl like doing the puzzle.
Yeah.
But this, it doesn't even matter because it's like, I don't know. This movie's so weird to me. Because who is to tell you, like, don't get cut by this when you first open it? Make sure you feed it 5 souls to get your audience with Leviathan. I mean,
Why
maybe
wouldn't you just stab a bunch of people?
Well, you sort of get that with the bad guy who had the box like in the room, and he was getting people to do his dirty work, right? He's like, oh, feed them souls. So I assume like, oh, he's feeding them souls for something. And of course, you don't really figure it out to the very end, which is fine. But I don't know. It's just they never take that one step further.
Yeah. Well, I guess one of my favorite lines, even though I shouldn't be thinking about the originals at all, but like that is such a fleshed out world. I keep on thinking about the line in Hellraiser 2 when Pinhead says like, "It is not hands that call us, but desire."
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. It's a
so
desire.
I'm like, yeah, this guy like, it's supposed to be his. No matter what, it should. Well, I mean, I guess it is his.
Well, he's your Frank Cotton, the bad guy. He's looking for that. He's looking for that extra sensation, whatever the hell.
Yeah, or at least that's what he thought he wanted.
That's what he was looking for.
Yeah,
until it went sour.
And the only thing you know, because like he just had at the opening of the movie, he has I don't know some like orgy party or something.
Yeah.
For like 2 seconds, and then he convinces some dude to give his soul to the box or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, instead of stabbing people, wouldn't you have some sort of like a Rubik's Cube competition and be like, let's step it up a notch?
Yeah.
Then just have all those people do the box.
Just be like, hey guys, winner gets $500. Go ahead. Go to town. There you go.
Well, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt them. I'm actually gonna dip out of here, but it was fun hanging with you guys.
Bye, Nasser.
Yeah, man. Hopefully you watch the movie and
come back next week with opinions.
Yeah, right.
Here, if I end up watching this movie, you two are invited to Kino to talk about it with us.
All right.
All right. Good night, guys.
Later, Nasser.
Take care, man. Okay, Jim Tuner says the movie was filmed in Serbia. That was a form of world building. You know, it was actually like it took place in Serbia, didn't it? Because the opening shot says, I imagine that location, and it never like transfers like the USA, New Jersey. It stays there, right? So
I don't know.
we were in a European
after the
town, I think.
I was confused after the first major scene where like it's like here's the intro scene, and then it was like I guess I just didn't read it. It's 6 years later, and I'm like, oh, that's a hell of a time jump.
Really quick, looking at the Wikipedia article, it says the story was described as a very loose remake of the original.
Oh, I mean, aren't they all?
That's being that phrase "very loose" is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
That's basically everything but the first movie.
I mean, that's what like the remake Child's Play is like, right? I mean, it's like a fucking I mean, it's got a title. It has a doll. This has a box. Like,
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like,
all right. I can see it.
Demons in a box and Pinhead. I mean,
yeah.
Bam. You know.
Yeah. Chains. There's chains involved.
Yeah. Everything else, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. You know, Hellraiser. It's fine. What did you guys think about the Cenobite designs? I'm not. Let's not. I don't want to talk about Pinhead just yet. How about the other ones? We saw sort of like a chatterer kind of guy who, well, he didn't make it very far, gentlemen.
Yeah, I will say that I thought it was strange that they involved pins in all of the designs. Like every single person had some sort of pin design or something, either in their
Pins,
face or on their
folded
body.
flesh. I mean, that was just kind of what I saw in it. Just pins and
Yeah.
folded flesh.
I mean, I don't know if I'm just such a fan of the original design that it's hard for me to. But I don't know, like the long black leather priest robes. I mean, once again, that was kind of part of this like whole like BDSM statement that the movie was making, right?
Yeah.
And it's
like-
like their order, right? It like represents their
Yeah,
almost like
their
religious
priesthood or whatever.
Yeah, it's a religion to them, right?
Which she did
Leviathan,
have.
God.
I'm sorry, Gable. I'm breaking your rule of talking about Pinhead right now.
No, go
But she did have like a gown.
They.
Well, but not all of them had a gown. Like all of them have
Yeah.
a gown in the originals, right? But in this new one, I'm just saying like the female Pinhead, she did have like a gown or like, but it was like of flesh, right?
I think
Yeah.
that's where I tweeted over the weekend about how I felt that this Hellraiser would be a much better 13 Ghosts remake or sequel, and and part of that was because of the Cenobite design, because they're so
Yeah.
far off of having any kind of order to them that they're all so distinct, which is fine. They look cool, but it almost just reminded me of 13 Ghosts, where you have all these different ghosts that look cool.
Yeah,
and
like-
then you could have just made something about this dagger. You've got the same type of house that's a trap, just like 13
Yeah.
Ghosts.
William
Yeah.
Castle is rolling in his grave, hot dog, after that.
You
scene.
took it. You took
I'm
my
rolling in my
idea.
gravy too.
Like one of the Chatterer is like greenish, right? It's like a green Cenobite.
I just thought they looked cheap.
Kind
I
of.
The lighting doesn't do them any favors.
yeah, it was bad in some scenes. I'm going, that looks like cosplay, guys. That looks
I'm
really
almost-
that foam.
Like I'm almost sure the design of the original Cenobites, it was to like not have to use special effects for entire bodies. You make a costume that covers them from freaking heel to like neck,
Yeah.
and then you just put in some effects, right? Like
You just want them to bring back the leather.
no, I don't know. It's just something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a. I had the same argument about the Prey movie. How it's like, dude, the first time I saw Predator, I wanted to draw it automatically, right? And I felt the same way about Pinhead and the Cenobites. It's just one of those things. I mean, that's why Hellraiser became a comic book later. It's very visual, right?
Yeah.
But this doesn't give you that same like, oh, this is such an interesting design. It kind of like does too much. Like the original female Cenobite had her neck like split open and held open a little bit, and the one that you guys were talking about with like the weird flesh hood, she had the same like neck opening, but they just like it was so big and
Yeah.
like it was weird. It just like it's like afraid to. Oh, they better. I'm afraid they're not going to see the neck opening.
Yeah. Well, what is that even holding her head? That's attached to her head. That's holding the neck open. What is that?
It's
Just
like
a
a metal pole rod thing. Pins, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that is one interesting design aspect I will give it is like there's a Cenobite at the end. They've got like these weird like gold mechanisms.
those were cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like remember in Hellraiser 3 when just the way the Cenobites looked when Pinhead came to hell and just made all the like the people in the like the cameraman,
Yeah.
the sex club guy, and the sex club guy had like that one mechanism that was just kind of turning and going into his
It
head.
was almost like a clockwork or steampunk Cenobite.
It kind of reminded me of that. I was okay with that sort of stuff.
You know, I'm still upset that what they did to our boy Chatterer. You know, and I was hoping. Here's a little bit of lore I was hoping was happening. After Chatterer bit the dust, we sort of saw somebody else start changing. I was hoping he would become the new Chatterer, and for a while I thought he was actually turning into like a Chatterer
Yeah.
kind of guy, but they never quite went that way. So that was like a little bit of lore. I was like, oh, that would have been nice if they would have added that.
Or I figured he was just going to come out of nowhere like nothing happened.
Yeah, He's just
You
like,
know?
I'm just here. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
like, this is my existence now.
Yeah.
And once again, like no, like I know it's a soft reboot, it's a reboot, but like no Butterball. Like once again, someone like Butterball, these are demons from hell. Like he's a statement on gluttony, right? I mean, that's like what's missing from this movie. It's like they may say God, or I don't even know. Do they even call it hell? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
It's gory stuff, but not really grotesque stuff, if that makes any sense. Like I always like Butterball to me was always, I don't know, gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yep. Yeah, I think that's what it was missing. Too clean, maybe? I don't know.
I mean, it was pretty clean. Like there wasn't even like a lot of close-ups of like hooks and flesh, stretching the flesh like you would get in some of the original series.
Yeah. True.
Like I don't even really recall seeing hooks. You know what I mean? I just recall seeing people get hit with chains. It's weird.
No, there's stuff like the flesh ripping and was it Frank Cotton got ripped up by hooks?
Yeah. What's sad is I even saw it twice. Oh my god.
What I'm kind of confused by, though, is the ending, right? The guy chooses Leviathan, or Leviathan is chosen for him, right? And
He wanted power.
Yeah, but like they just make him into a Cenobite. So is that saying that all of the Cenobites were once just people who got Leviathan?
Right.
Because I feel like that's a
mean-
lot. That's a lot of people to have that have gotten to the last level.
I mean, but
know?
you kind of have the same in the original movies. You kind of have the same issue, don't you? Like,
No, you just
the
beat
Cenobites
box
are
and
all
then it might
people,
make you
right?
one. Yeah, but the laws are different, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we definitely
just-
don't know why in the original series. We don't know, like, there's the little kid that becomes the Chatterer. Like, we don't know
Yeah.
what makes you a Cenobite in the original series.
Yeah, here they attempt to address it, but
and I think that's a problem because I feel like it's much easier to open the box once than to do it 5 or 6 times and kill many people in between.
Okay.
I was wondering, like, would it have been better if they would have if they would have captured souls or whatever, like 5 or 6 times in order to like unlock the Leviathan gift, right? If that's something that they wanted to do, because the people who are looking for the Leviathan gift, I mean, it's power. They're choosing power, and what's the most powerful is the fact that you are literally next to their god, right? Leviathan, the god itself. So you are an extension of their god. So I mean, that's to them is true power. I think maybe I would have liked it better if they would have, I don't know. It's like, oh, you could just pick up one of the 6. It's like, oh, what 6 are there? You know, it's like that. I don't know what any of the gifts are. And I bet you all of them suck. Is it like a little bit of monkey's paw going on? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. My big problem is the end doesn't make sense because the girl opens the box. She is doing the sacrificing, and for some reason they both get gifts from Leviathan at the end.
Well, he switched his gift.
Yeah, but he didn't do the sacrificing. She is the one that claimed the 5 bodies. That's why she gets her gift at the end, or whatever the fuck. That's why I'm like, these stupid rules are confusing. They don't make any sense because.
Yeah, because the whole thing was a trap for him to get the last kill, basically, and then he can get another wish to get rid of the thing.
But then
Thing
she
in his
shouldn't get a
chest.
wish.
Right.
Because, I mean, God damn it, doesn't make any stupid sense. And then especially because, the lament configuration. Her gift is like, I don't want a gift. Then you have chosen the lament configuration.
No, I
you get
actually
to
don't want one.
suffer. Like, suffer. So somebody that would go through this, because remember, God damn it. See, it doesn't make any damn sense. Because we're supposed to deal with people that, like, they've went to the limits of everything and they want to search out this box to experience beyond experience, blah, blah, blah. And one of the things would be like, I feel too bad about it, so I'm not going to get a gift. And they're like, ha, 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 ha.
Is that what she said?
Now
Like,
you're
I don't
going to
want no
feel...
gift?
Yeah, she's like,
she
I don't
didn't
want a
want it.
gift. But it's like, you've chosen the lament configuration.
Yeah.
You get to live your life feeling how bad of a person you are for doing the things you
Well,
do.
they also say, and how much regret for choosing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's power. Like this is a gift. You are not accepting a gift. I mean, that's a choice, right? So in their eyes, they're picking poorly. I mean,
I mean,
in their eyes, I understand why they would say that.
yeah, but I just don't get the type of like. Okay, I get her. She accidentally, I accidentally cursed myself or whatever the
Got
hell,
caught
right?
up.
But somebody that is purposefully, I have to kill 5 people. Like that's going to be one of their choices. They're going to be like,
Right. I choose the lament configuration. They'd be like, psych, I guess you regret killing those people.
yeah, because everything has like an obvious like bad twist, right? Like, oh, you want pleasure? You got like a thing in your chest that like
Well, even
that
that's
strings
explained.
your string. But those are all like actual like you know bad things that happen to the like just you're gonna feel sorry about what you did.
I just don't like that they
like,
spelled it
ooh,
out, where it's
scary.
like no matter what you pick, they're just gonna make it bad. It's like, oh, monkey paw. Okay, I understand this, and like all of that was just sort of explained like to her, and it's just like, okay, well then I picked nothing. It's like, haha.
Okay,
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
know.
dumb.
really quick in chat, we got Dead Punk Gage. So did they give Pinhead a human name like the original, or did they leave her backstory a mystery? They left it a mystery. I mean, we don't even know Pinhead's name until what, part 2, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in everything
Oh,
Clive
Jesus.
Barker's written since, like the Scarlet Gospel, there never was a human form of Pinhead. Like that's a Peter Atkins created thing, right? Peter Atkins is the guy who wrote like 2, 3, and 4, and Wishmaster 1, 2, maybe 3.
I mean, Pinhead is mostly just referenced as what lead hell priest or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got Jim Tuner saying some of these dumb ideas come from the original Clive Barker short story. How true is that? I don't think I've ever read the original.
It's been a while since I read it. I mean, from what I remember, most of the short story is the first original film. You can things were cut out and slight things were added, but it's essentially the first movie. But a lot of this other stuff that they decided on, I guess, to extend the lore, that's sort of what we're kind of making fun of here, because some of the things we thought would be cool for them to expand onto doesn't really quite make sense in when you look at it in the movie sense. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Yucky, how do you feel? You got to unleash for
Oh,
30 minutes.
We haven't talked about
About
Pinhead
Hellraiser.
yet. Come on, we got to talk more about Pinhead.
God damn. Good.
I was
Tell us
just gonna
about
say.
Pinhead.
I mean, Pinhead's a woman, guys,
I mean,
Yeah,
the
who
pro-
cares?
like
or they. They
I'm
are.
still kind of mulling over some of these dumb ideas. I mean,
Use your
like
words.
I'm trying to think of how to because the movie it doesn't use any of like I said, Clive Barker's whole thing is supposed to be about. I mean, it's a pretty religious thing where it's taking it literal and saying if you worship the flesh and you only worship pleasure and whatever, you will find this box. And the box and Pinhead and all those in the original story really have very little to do with anything, because it is more about Frank searching for these unlimited pleasures, and then when he gets it, he's like, well, this sucks. And then you also have Julia, and she is just completely possessed by her one night stand with Frank, and she's like willing to kill just for this man she loves, really just for sex, right? It was just great sex.
Yeah.
And this movie, it just doesn't have any of those like deeper, like even the main character in this is like, oh, since this is quote unquote about being addicted to a sensation, will make the characters like recovering drug addicts.
Yeah, which is clumsy as well, right?
Yeah.
It's like the true terror here, guys, is addiction, and its effect on how how it affects other people. That's the real demon here.
Well, and they only use her drug addiction for the same reason they used the drug addiction in the Evil Dead remake. It's just so as soon as bizarre shit starts happening, the other characters can write it off to
That's
the
not
addiction.
completely true, though, because
You're
the drug
crazy.
addiction was a big part of the setup for the Evil Dead remake. In this,
Yeah.
it loses
That's why they're
sight
in the
of
cabin.
that.
I'm just saying they use it
Yeah.
for the same thing.
And
we really only see,
we gotta agree to disagree.
We
Oh
only
my
see
God.
the addiction part in that one scene where she's in the kids' playground and she takes some pills.
Yeah.
That's really all we.
Yeah,
really,
it's totally
everything else is-
unnecessary.
Well, but
everything
they're
else is
supposed to-
prior.
I mean, but they think a good setup is. That's why I'm saying it's the same thing as Evil Dead, because there's, instead of the mother and the we're here for the whatever, all this is saying is her brother's like, you met this guy in AA or something. You don't have money to cover this month's rent. This guy's a bad influence on you. I'm kicking you out of the house or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But once again, like, her addiction has nothing to do with basically her confrontation with the box or anything, right? It really doesn't play into it.
Once that playground scene happens and they go like, it's 'cause you're on drugs, they completely forget about that part.
Well, I mean, it's a drug. What is this movie really about? It's a drug addict who has spent her entire life making terrible decisions, making another terrible decision when she's not drugged out to rob a wherever the fuck that thing was, that storage locker or whatever, to get the
Ooh.
box. So this chick is just making bad decisions over and over again. Nothing really changes. Drugs have nothing to do with it, really. At the second part, she sort of relapses and gets high off 3 pills, I think, or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
And
I don't even know what
that's
that
it.
is. X
Yeah,
or
that's
something?
it.
Who knows? Well, but it's supposed to explain it, like, where did your brother... Because the brother goes into a bathroom after getting cut by the box,
Yeah.
and he gets spirited away. And so they're like, where is she? Or where is he? And she's like, I don't know, man. Like, you fucking drug addict. Like, where
He
is
ran
your-
away. He ran away. You know.
I don't
As
know what
he does.
happened, man.
We got Dead Punk saying, so they added Christy Cotton to the new one. Nope. Much less sympathetic character than Christy Cotton. I think.
Oh, my God.
Was there any likable characters? I mean, even again, I'm not watching a Hellraiser movie for a likable character. I guess.
She kind of reminded me of the girl, not the girl from the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She's like one of these new horror, avert your male gaze girls, right? Like every dude in this
means
movie is
ugly.
prettier than the main girl.
He means ugly there, guys.
And we also got a Apex Comics and official
Hey,
Dave
Apex.
Travels in Time in the chat. Good to see you guys. We're
How's it
talking
going,
about the
guys?
new Hellraiser. We've been on a rampage, on a tear for the last almost 40 minutes. Just
You got to call it by its
crushing cocks.
correct title, or people get confused. Hulu's Hellraiser.
Hulu presents a Hellraiser tale.
Hulu Hellraiser.
Jim Tuner says the drug narrative removes all agency from a character's actions. It's a story trope, yes, and then also you do the thing where like, I swear I saw a dead body, and then everyone goes, no, you're on drugs actually.
Oh, well, let's add more cliches, right? Random hookup guy, guy. You know,
There's going to be spoilers, by the way, for those just joining us.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that because the random hookup guy that she met at AA is the one that basically convinces her to, not convinces her, but tells her about the theft job of finding the box, right? And then, what do you know? It's a modern day horror movie, so there has to be a twist, right? There has to be a character twist. And of course, the dude knew. Somehow he just figured, like, he knew he was supposed to get the box and start sacrificing people for this guy. And he just, like, lets the girl have it, thinking maybe she'll, accidentally open it and kill herself first? He just, like,
Maybe.
plays it all
Wasn't
up to
that
chance.
part of the plan? Was that
Guess.
she was supposed to get cut by it,
Yeah.
and then he would
'Cause there's-
deliver the box to his employer?
Yeah, because there is kind of a throwaway line by that Voight guy that's like, I should have just like started doing it myself instead of trusting you to do it or whatever. Like, it's once again, that's like a convoluted, like, he just kind of hoped it'd happen. Stupid.
Jim also brings up the hookup at the AA meeting is another classic modern story thing, and it sucks too. Absolutely. Dead Punk brings up the school shooting victim from the new Texas Chainsaw. I liked that character. I thought she was pretty good. Her sister, not so much.
Yeah, she actually had motivation, and
Yeah.
it was good. An actual character arc.
Yeah, I like
Right.
that.
Right.
But we
I think
talked about
she-
that before.
Let's see.
Did you take notes, Yucky?
No, I am taking a minute to look at the chat.
What you guys think about the house? Now, Hot Dog, you mentioned a little bit about 13 Ghosts, but the house being built in the disguise of a box, right?
Not even just the house, though. The entire grounds start shifting for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
Like
that was like wasn't that like because hell was there? I don't know.
I thought it was his house, and I think it was so dark at times I couldn't see what the fuck was happening. But it looked like it was turning into like a labyrinth, maybe to trick the Cenobites to run them through it. You know?
Once again, very reminiscent of Bloodline, right? Oh, we built a building. First, the building is supposed to be the box that traps the Cenobites. Then it's the space station. Blah blah blah. They just kind of like mold a lot of just like a lot of these remake reboot things. They just meld their favorite ideas from 2 or 3 of the sequels and make like a crazy mishmash.
Well, with that being said, I think we should all go around and talk about what did we like about the movie for once.
I mean, I like the transitions into hell. You know,
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Yeah.
it still had the same feel where you hear a hell's bell, you see the blue light and the strange like opening of shifting of walls to reveal the labyrinth or whatever. And I also like the music in this.
Yeah, and there were a lot of callbacks to the original score.
Yeah.
And what was cool is they do it because watching it a second time, it's a build-up. It's a build. Every single time they oh, here's the box, they kind of start getting into Christopher Young's score, but they just drop it automatically. And they kind of get into it later and they drop it. But then when she finds the room and the the book and all that shit, that's when it really goes full into the actual Hellraiser score. So there was a nice build up to that original score, which I appreciate.
I liked a few things. I mentioned this earlier, but I did like the idea of the gifts, even though I don't think they were executed right. I actually didn't mind female Pinhead. I thought they were good, kind of ethereal. I don't know exactly a good term for this, but they definitely had some sort of vocal modulation going on with her voice to make them sound, I don't know, otherworldly, I guess. But I think female Pinhead was fine. Other than that, I mean, I like to see another one if Hulu does another one. I like them to kind of maybe look into the other 3 gifts.
Don't do that to us, Gable. Don't do that.
Well, I mean, why not? We have to have
I just
shows.
hope they don't turn it into a slasher if they do continue.
Yeah, I wanted them to retcon the whole stabby with the box thing. that was
so
dumb.
crazy.
That's the only thing. Other than that, and stop. 90 minutes. That's all you need. Stop making movies so long. Damn it.
I actually agree with Dead Punk Gage says I couldn't get past the voice. Yeah, I did have a problem with her voice. I thought there was too many effects on it. It made it a little hard to understand her.
A lot of that movies that had dialogue that was hard to understand, though.
Yeah.
I thought, there were times when I'd be like, "Did I hear this? Do I need to put subtitles on?" And I did end up having to put subtitles on.
Yeah, I watch movies with subtitles naturally. So,
But it is better to they tried to replace. Well, they tried to replace Doug Bradley twice with really cheap, actors or whatever.
yeah, but those
This
movies
one
are
is a
made
step
for
up from the
$10.
other one, though.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
so that's why it's no big deal just rethinking the role and putting somebody, because it's you're not going to get Doug Bradley. You're just not. Shave a dude, shave his head bald, put contacts in. That does not equal Doug Bradley.
Yeah.
So for that reason, yeah, I've got no issue with the new Pinhead except for being a little hard to, and I don't know. She asked too many questions. How she was written, I guess I have a little issue with. I don't know. Pinhead always knows more about his victim, like a demon, right? A demon knows everything about you. He doesn't ask you questions. He tells you about yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, that all goes back to just bad writing. right? I think the writers just don't understand the core of what Hellraiser is and who Pinhead probably, I would say probably, but who Pinhead is, and it shines through. And I don't think the actress or what was bad. They had I guess, somewhat of a presence. I would say if they had to replace Doug Bradley, this isn't the worst thing they've done before.
For sure.
I'm with Dead Punk 100% on this. Doug Bradley has a presence, but there was that authority in his voice that I do think this new Pinhead was missing. However, I did kind of appreciate her being a little more understated. One thing I noticed while watching this, and especially in American horror in general, I saw that Smile movie recently, is that they're so loud, and it's crazy how many scenes would be creepier if they were quieter. And then it made me think of a lot of Japanese horror, how they don't overuse their sound budget, on a bunch of bullshit hits and screams and yells, but the scares are very understated, and it makes it creepier in a way, I think. Maybe not so much here with Pinhead, but I think in general.
Yeah, well, modern sound design for horror movies is sound equals scare.
Yeah.
And that, cat, back in the old days, they had a cat that would screech really loud, right? But now it's like the soft little piano strokes, and all of a sudden it goes boom, and then there's your jump scare. So
yeah, now the only thing I'm scared of is my speakers blowing.
Emotional damage.
There it is. Back Bay War.
Back Bay War.
Any of you know if Hulu funded the film or just bought it after it was done? I was trying to poke around the wiki and didn't quite see an answer for that.
I don't know. I think Hulu
Yes, I don't know that
helped
one
pay
either.
for it. I think. I thought that's why it's Hulu Hellraiser. Hulu Hellraiser.
Well, they could have just got it after the fact and distributed it.
Yeah, but
I think
Is
it was
Prey
made
Hulu
before
Prey,
that
maybe?
though.
yeah.
I think Hulu is just like exclusively streaming it or whatever. I don't think they funded it. I could be wrong. Because I think it's like is it Spyglass? I don't know.
It is Spyglass.
Yeah, I think Hulu's just distributing it. But I don't know.
So, all in all, it's an okay movie. I think we're done with this, right? Did we cover it? Are we golden here?
I think we're good. Yeah. Final
I
thoughts.
guess.
Go. Final thoughts. Ratings. Are we doing ratings, guys?
I don't know. I don't like ratings.
We doing numbers, letters, cinema scores. The movie's fine. It's just too long.
Yeah.
It fucks up with the Hellraiser lore, and
But it's on its own. So
yeah, alternate dimension, whatever.
sure. Well, into the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
If you like horror movies, you'll probably like it. If you love Hellraiser, you'll probably hate it.
Yeah, because I say it actually it's one of those. It's Hellraiser in design ideas alone. Like
On
it gets
paper.
rid of all the, I don't know, the allegory or everything that kind of made. Because to me, I think Hellraiser is one of the coolest horror stories of the last name it. I guess there's something really original to it, and I get it. You can't this. It's the 12th sequel. I get it. You're not going to get that feeling from that's what they should have just remade the original, because it would have been the feminist horror movie they want nowadays, because it's got Julia's an awesome girl villain, Kirsty's an awesome female protagonist. I just don't know if you're ever going to be able to get anything out of this that is going to be unique whatsoever. I couldn't believe this is I'm very disappointed that this is a 2000 Curse movie of just tracking down where the box came from, going to the mental institution, going to the house, blah blah. It's just it was so boring, dude.
Yeah.
It was so, and they had to put all the quote unquote world building in the last 40 minutes or whatever, just so things would start making sense. And look at the original movie. As soon as within 15 or 20 minutes, Frank is back and he just spills it all out to Julia, right? This box, it opens a doorway to hell. I'm escaping this thing. Blah, blah, blah. You understand what's going on. All the whatever the goals and the hang-ups are set up for you. This has to like it thinks like suspense is just not informing the audience of what's going on. And then
I'm glad they didn't just remake the original.
Yeah, me too. I
Because we
think
got
I
at
like
least
that they
something new,
extended
you know?
it.
And the McFarlane-esque designs of the Cenobites are kind of neat on paper, but I think that's a lot of this movie is stuff might have read better than it plays out.
Failure in execution.
maybe
That's it.
yeah, it's just
Hollywood, leave Pumpkinhead alone.
No, bring it.
Please.
No, remake Pumpkinhead. Remake Pumpkinhead. Come on, Hulu. Let's
Just-
get our boy Lance Henriksen another job. Let's get him
One
back
more.
in there.
just
He's like,
don't
we're
give
going
it
back to the pumpkin patch one more time.
Yes,
I
please.
just don't
We
want
need
like
some more
rules.
vengeance.
I mean, I had the same issue with the Evil Dead remake. I don't like it's like they got to get 5 souls for this to happen. Like it's such a boring.
It always strikes me as too video gamey when
Very
they do
video
that.
Yeah.
And I hate that type of shit. That's
It
when
seems-
I roll my eyes in a movie.
Yeah, it's like like TV show or it's just ridiculous. It doesn't. I don't know. It gets rid of any sort of, I guess, like a feeling of spontaneity to the script because it's just like, oh, okay, like
Oh, Apex is going to love this, guys. A reboot is already in the works for Pumpkinhead.
Oh, of course.
boy.
They're going to do
Paramount.
everything because they'll probably lose the rights to it if they don't. I mean, that's my guess anyway.
Come on.
right.
Blood Wings was great.
Oh, it
More
wasn't. Why do you
Pumpkinhead,
do that?
please.
Wait, was Blood Wings the second one? That one's not as bad as 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
the second
Well,
one.
because 3 and 4 were like sci-fi originals, right?
And then it can fly.
Oh my god.
Like Tremors, right? Just keep evolving
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead.
I mean, I just some things can die, you know. Some movies and some
Yeah, they can die, but they don't stay dead.
Because like, who do you think kids like is like? You think this movie's gonna spawn 12 more sequels like the original did? Like, I don't think they're like we're making it for a new generation. It's like, you're just like making one movie, and you're relying on the old fans to market it for you because they're so excited and a new Hellraiser thing is out. You know, we're all like a bunch of idiots.
I mean, you don't know. The whole thing with streaming is weird to me because I don't understand how you track the success of something.
Views, my friend, that don't get
Yeah, but-
released to anybody.
Okay, like with Hulu, the views translate into ad, right? But like
Yeah.
something like a Netflix exclusive, HBO, sure, views, but that doesn't necessarily mean people are paying to join your service to watch that. It means they already have it and they're
Ye-
watching it.
But you can maybe judge how many new subscriptions you get when it premieres, maybe, or something like that.
That still
Are
seems less
people-
accurate if you already have the service, but you're also excited to see that movie.
I mean, they got to know how many people click on it, right? To
Are
click.
people subbing to Hulu for Hellraiser? No.
No, I'm canceling. I'm canceling Hulu because of Hellraiser.
Did people get Amazon Prime for Rings of Power? Maybe. There's a lot of Lord of the Rings fans. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. But for Hellraiser, no.
They got me with Prey, and
just
they got
content.
me with Hulu Hellraiser. Like, I'm done with these. Like,
Streaming services have to now. There's a budget in order to maintain and keep their current subscribers, and this is the kind of films you're going to start seeing, right? Established IPs that have a built-in fan base that they can milk and just create, content every other year for. And this year it was Hellraiser. It was Predator before that, and it'll be whatever next time. It's all the same. Disposable entertainment.
I wonder how this
Yeah.
would have done had it gone into the theaters.
Bob.
ooh, yeah, no way.
I mean, depends on. It's really all about marketing nowadays. If they would have pushed the female Pinhead more than a lot, maybe they probably wouldn't have been as successful. But we're seeing horror films generally will make their money back. I mean, we just saw, was it Terrifier 2 made over $1 million over the
It
weekend?
played on over 800 screens.
That's crazy to me, though.
I actually, fun fact, I went to the theater to go see Terrifier yesterday, Terrifier 2.
What?
And I hate Terrifier 1, actually.
It's not good.
So as I was sitting there, I was thinking, like, okay, well, I could see Terrifier 2. but it's also like 2.5 hours long. And
Yes.
if I hate this
Jeez.
movie, I'm going to be sitting there miserable for 2.5 hours.
You would never rage quit a theater. I've done that before.
I hate doing it. It feels like I'm giving up. Like the movie beat me.
When I had a monthly subscription to AMC, like I would, if the movie was sucked, I didn't care. I would leave. Now, if I was paying actual cash money, yeah,
Right?
well, maybe a little different, you know.
I find it. I enjoy movies better if I don't need to pay like $15 a pop, and like if I can just watch it at home. Like I give it a little bit more leeway. So if I would have saw this in theaters, dude, I would have been yelling for the last hour.
You wouldn't have
Yeah.
walked out though.
Well, no, they back-ended it. You had to find out what the hell was going on. They back-ended the whole movie. Like, the story, like, what little exposition they had, they forced you. Just like a lot of these, I mean, a lot of movies do that, right? They pretend to be mysteries, or they pretend, just because it's like, well, we really don't have a story. Like, it's all going to be, like, suspense and lead up. And then, we'll throw it in the end.
Horror films are just so cheap to make. I mean, if they just pull $1 million or $2 million or $2 from the box office, it's already made some money back and then some. So, if this would have been released to the theaters, yeah, it probably would have made its money back. I don't.
Jim Tuner states that he wants a big budget remake of Puppet Master, though. I mean, we kind of got one already. That one.
Ugh. Let's
was
do it
pretty-
again. Do over.
I liked it. I liked the remake. I was fine with it. It was fun. A lot of puppets. A lot of blades, which was weird, but I was fine with it.
He's the coolest one, though. That's
He
why.
is the coolest one. He's the best one.
Yeah.
I just
Number
don't like
one.
these reimagining. To me, it's not the thing. It's just it's in name only. It's just not the thing.
I'm okay with that too. I always view that type of shit as an Elseworld story, like the DC comics, you know. I mean,
Fuck
granted,
comics.
now all that shit's canon, which is annoying as hell. But at least with the movies, I can kind of view them as their own a spin on it, you know.
I guess.
It doesn't affect my love or appreciation of the original.
Yeah, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying that
We also have upcoming remakes of Christine.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for that. I like Christine.
Look at you! Look at you! Just bashed remakes, and now I actually like Christine.
That's why I get
fuck you,
angry every
Yucky.
time.
Boo! Boo!
That's why I get let down every time. It's like because I'm always like, because come on, dude, Christine's an old movie, right? I mean, it's from what 1970? What? Give me
It's
some.
80s. It's like 80s.
Is it?
What 80?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely.
I
Still
I
also-
don't mind remakes. I'll be that guy. I don't mind remakes. It neither helps or hurts my looking back on the film it's remaking. Like if I like it, it's fine. If I like the old one and there's a remake, I don't know. It's hard for me
Well-
to hate things that I don't care too much.
Well, I'd
about.
like to be a fan because it's like I'm a fan of Superman, and I get it. Superman's been around since like 1938. Like everything's a remake at this point of Superman, right? I get it. Like, but you always hope the next installment will at least be like
Cautiously
cool.
optimistic. That's how I live my life. Cautiously optimistic.
Apex says remake of The Car from 1977. I'm actually pretty sure they did remake that movie a few years ago, and it went straight to DVD
Oh.
or even streaming. I think
Yeah, it
actually-
might be on Netflix. I think
The
Maybe-
Car Road to Revenge. Is that it?
Something
yeah,
like
I think
that.
That's it. It looks completely fucking unhinged, by the way. So have fun with that. I won't be seeing that one. Jim Tuner wants a remake of Con Air as a 20-episode series, maybe with a remake of The Rock, and hidden inside of it, a remake within a remake. Dead Punk is saying an even bigger remake of Species, but also not really.
There's actually is a new subspecies coming, by the way.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's
that's
a-
right. That's right.
The
and
images
it doesn't
look really
look too
good.
bad.
Yeah.
So far,
Yeah, right.
very important qualifier there.
I
so
think they're
far.
filming it in Romania or whatever. So they'll have the
Toxic
same-
Avenger should be done
Yeah, when
like
the hell is
any
that
minute
coming
now.
out?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
crazy how long. Like it must be bad, dude.
Been in production for 7 years.
It feels like it.
It's
Yeah.
gotta be. So,
Uh,
I'm just curious about
post-production's-
it.
Post production's happening on Salem's Lot right now. Hopefully that's 6.5 hours.
I could care less. I think we should just give Stephen King a bunch of cocaine again, just relive his glory days, and he can just redo a Maximum Overdrive.
I'm okay with some of this TV stuff getting remade. Like, I never was a big fan of the Stephen King adaptations in the first place, so they could fucking do those all day long.
Yeah, Langoliers, high budget Langoliers.
Just don't do Misery. Just leave Misery alone.
Whoa, a remake of Terror Trains in post production?
Really?
There's no way that can be.
What? Huh? I'm sure it's like Shudder original, like the.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those like
a
$1.5 million
original.
budget.
Tubi presents.
Yeah, who put out the what was it? A Slumber Party Massacre remake? I still haven't seen that.
Well, they had
Was
the
it a
Silent
Slumber
Night,
Party?
Bloody Night, or Silent Night, Deadly Night. Isn't there a remake a couple years from that?
I don't know if it was supposed to actually be a remake. I think they just ended up calling it. Wasn't it just called Silent Night? Like they did even.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it was like a I don't know Santa Claus dude just going around like
It's
actually
considered
killing
a
like.
remake though.
Is it?
It has the same scene of the grandpa flipping out when he's grabs the kid and he's like, he comes around and Santa will kill you.
You just don't follow the character like you would.
Holy shit! I was right. Terror Train is coming to Tubi.
Whoa, Tubi original.
I love
Tubi
Tubi.
original.
Whoa.
I will watch that with a big smile on my face because I won't be paying for it.
Wow. What were we talking about before I rudely interrupted with news of Terror Train?
Who
I don't
knows?
know.
Fuck.
But Dead Punk Gage says there's just in another reboot of Prom Night. I'm cool with that. I didn't like Prom Night.
I like
Or
the
the
remake.
remake.
I thought that was cool.
The one in from like what is it, 2010 or
Actually,
something?
I don't think I even saw
Boring.
that remake.
My big problem with the remake is this teacher, right, who's killing people, is a dreamboat, and he's killing women for not sleeping with him.
In the
What?
remake?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Bro.
What is
that's,
that
that's
about?
back when everybody was attractive. They're like, oh, he's so
Oh, true.
ugly.
You just ruined the reboot of Prom Night.
Emotional damage.
You see his face anyway, Back Bay War.
Back Bay War.
I would say one of my favorite remakes. This is going to give a lot of trash from you gentlemen. The Black Christmas remake from like 06. I enjoyed
I
the
love
hell
that
out
remake
of that
too.
one.
I
God,
love
hate
that
you
remake.
guys.
I like
Why
it
am I
more
even
than the
doing a-
original.
Oh,
There's
my,
a
why
hot
am I
take.
even doing a podcast with you people?
I love it
100%
more than the
agree.
original.
What the fuck?
It is
Because the
highly
original's just a
entertaining.
by the number slasher at the end
It's
of the day.
not by the no. It
Yes,
created
it is.
the. It
I don't care, because
it
now
created
it's
the
by the
number
numbers.
slasher. You sons of bitches.
That'd be
It
like being like,
create- you
oh, I
can't
love The
say
Ring,
that.
but I hate curse movies.
Yes,
Like,
son
dude,
of
it's
a
just another
Xmas
curse
all
movie.
day. Black Xmas all day.
I mean, I like The
100.
Ring, but I hate curse movies. That's why I hated this. It was
100.
a soft reboot of The Ring with Hellraiser over it.
Dude, the Black Christmas remake
God,
is so
you guys.
fun and totally crazy. I don't know how. I mean,
Dude's got
if you
yellow
notice,
skin.
I always love shit that's off the rails, so of course I love that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
the
god,
dude has like jaundice. He's got yellow skin.
dude, that's
He
like
makes
one of the
cookies
only.
out of people.
The original Black Christmas is like one of the only movies that like terrified me as a child. So like you can't turn. Oh man, you guys.
Next week,
That's only
stream's
because
gonna
you
be
never
Black
saw Punky
Christmas.
Brewster.
Oh my god. Well, it was if you guys tuned into the last episode, Hot Dog said the scariest thing he ever saw as a Halloween special was a Punky Brewster episode. It wasn't even like a Halloween episode. It was just like a Punky Brewster like finding
Oh
a
my
bunch
God.
of like
It was just
native.
fucked up for no reason.
Yeah, it was just like, well, they're in some cave system and they find a bunch of Native Americans and the dudes are like, there's an evil spirit here and it's the spider spirit. But it was actually kind of like pretty crazy for an early 80s sitcom. Like, I'll have to give you that. Like, if I would have saw that as a kid, it probably would have done me in.
Yeah, I haven't revisited since, so I'm a little afraid to go back and see what happens.
Thank you, Dead Punk Gage. Someone has some sense around here.
Whoa,
I
whoa,
fucking
whoa. We're not
hated
talking
the
about
We're
the
tw-
not talking that
2019
one.
one.
We're not talking that one.
The 2006 one, directed by the same guy who did Willard.
Yeah, the rap movie.
You're talking about, isn't that one even worse?
No,
It's
that
called
one's
Black Xmas. It's the
Yeah, it's called Black
the-
Xmas.
it's
About the
perfect-
fraternity or whatever?
It's got Mary
What? Elizabeth
Weinstead or whatever
Yeah.
her name is.
What was isn't, I mean, there's only fucking 2 remakes, right?
There's 2 remakes.
Also got what's her face as the not the mom. What's it called?
Not the mama.
I don't know. You guys are crazy, though. You guys like every shit remake. This has been
What are you talking
confirmed
about?
tonight.
We just railed against.
You guys
the new
loved
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Oh my
This
God.
whole
Are you
hour,
gonna-
you guys are just like, it's so much better than the originals. I love it. I love it
Yucky's
so much.
experiencing.
Emotional damage.
Back Bear War.
Back Bay War.
Jim Tuner says the most scary episode of TV was the episode where Webster burnt his parents' house down. That happened. Oh boy.
Oh no.
At least no one brought up the guy in the bicycle shop molesting
Yeah.
kids.
That is a scary one.
Jesus. I never watched Webster.
A lot of announced remakes.
I bet, dude.
Is that what this stream is going to be about? We're just going to talk about remakes all the
Just-
time.
Yes.
I guess we should like battle. We should actually have like battle. You guys seem to love the remakes. I fucking hate them. We could like battle
wrong
the
with you?
points.
Love is a strong word, I would say.
Yeah, that's incredibly strong. He's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
That's all these guys talk about.
That's because that's all there is.
they love Rob Zombie's Halloween. Because you guys just want to love the new thing that's out. Like, let it die. Let these things you love die.
The only
We
thing I
can't
like about
because they
Rob
won't.
Zombie's Halloween is the 4-hour behind the scenes making of. That's it. That's the only thing I like
Keep
about it.
coming back. They keep coming
This Friday,
Yes, that's what it is, Dead Puck Gage.
Halloween ends.
back. Oh my gosh.
What are we thinking about? Are you guys gonna go see it? You guys gonna stream it?
I have Peacock, so I will stream it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be bad.
I'm thinking about going to the theater, but fucking shit, did I hate the last one?
Are you actually going to force someone to go to the theater with you, though?
I don't know.
Or is it one of those ones you just go in, just get a giant tub of popcorn, and just hide behind so no one knows you're in there?
Yeah, you got to share the
always
pain
have
with
that
somebody, right? You don't want, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm undecided. I
You need
may
a
end up going to the theater. I may see it at home on Peacock. I don't know.
It might
You need
embarrass
a,
you. Just
a
saying.
support system when you see a new Halloween.
That's true. Hopefully it does end. I mean, they said it was only 3,
Oh
so
my god.
hopefully
At
they
least
show
with
his
Laurie
face and
Strode.
cutting it off. You know.
I just want it to end with Jamie Lee Curtis. I just don't care about this old lady kicking this dude around.
I'm just hoping the film ends with like Josh Hartnett at the very end, and then
Mommy.
they would get an extra trilogy right after it.
Oh my god.
Like, oh, you forgot about me, didn't you?
Well, no, we got this other granddaughter or whatever.
Yeah.
She's going to become Michael Myers at the end of this one.
I hope she.
I'd be
dies.
okay with that.
No, I need my boy
Bet you
Josh to
would.
come.
I would. You know what? Fuck it. Because that's what they were going to do with Halloween 4 or with Halloween 5. They set up Jamie, right?
Yeah.
As to be the next Michael, and then
Then
there's no
retconned it.
payoff. Yeah, they just retcon it.
Well, because
The
what are
next
they going to
movie,
do?
they retcon.
Like, they did the same thing with Tommy Jarvis and Friday the 13th. They
Yeah.
set it up that he was going to be the next. You can't do that. It's
Dude,
stupid. It's the same.
Friday- Friday the 13th may have the most setups with zero payoff, and it's upsetting and frustrating.
At least with Jamie Lloyd, Danielle Harris is always game.
Yeah,
Right.
right. She's ready.
Yep, waiting.
She
by
ain't
the
doing
phone.
anything else. She's like, I'm gonna pop out another kid and we'll do another Halloween film. It's
They'll
fine.
they'll probably let her be the new Jamie Lloyd stepmom. You know what I mean? They'll cast
Jim
her.
Tuner asks, "Where are the new things?" Serious question. I think that's an interesting point to bring up. I tend to think that this has kind of been one of the cooler years for horror, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
sure,
we're
we got
in
a lot of remakes. We're always getting remakes, but in the theater this year, we got Barbarian, which was fantastic. Nope was great and way better than I expected it to be. I ended up loving that movie. And Smile, which while I didn't like it or love it, it did very, very well,
Yeah. I mean, even to a lesser extent, like Black Phone did pretty well. It got some
Yeah.
decent reviews as well. I mean, that's not based off anything that is a remake or anything. I mean, it's obviously just what's his face, Stephen King's kid.
Joe
Yeah.
Hill.
King
Yeah.
Jr.
Yeah. But I mean,
So
I think we're in a good spot when it comes to
Pearl?
horror. Modern.
Pearl was a total blast. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend it. I had such a good time with that, and I hated X.
What? X was great.
You know that. I didn't like X at all.
Oh my god.
I will say it's harder to watch new horror because you have to be subscribed to like so many things or go into the theater all the time. So it can be kind of frustrating being like, oh, I guess I have to go get Paramount now or go get Peacock. So I can kind of understand where they're like, where's all the new horror? Unless you hop around.
Yeah, because I'm missing actually a lot of good stuff in theaters. It sounds like just because I've been so like jaded from the past few years of just trying horror movies out in theaters and just being like, God, this just is not.
And there were some
The
bad ones
Return.
in the theaters too. I saw The Invitation, which was not good at all. But I'm gonna watch anything. I'll even watch Terrifier 2 at some point.
That is pretty crazy.
I'm gonna watch anything that I can just because I love the genre, and I want to like everything. That's always my goal. Does it happen? Fuck no, definitely not tonight.
I will watch anything that piques my interest.
Yeah, basically.
Apex asked if anyone has seen the Werewolf by Night special. Gable, you have. I haven't watched it yet. Yucky, did you watch it?
Yeah, I did watch it.
You guys want to give a
right.
quick yes or no, yay or nay, we or p?
I don't think Yucky's capable of just giving a yes or a no.
I mean,
he has something queued up. He has something queued up.
I guess I can give a yes. I mean, usually I only have a yes or a no. I don't have these levels of enjoyment. I have a yay or nay. Well, yeah. But I say I liked it. It was at least something that was somewhat enjoyable from modern day Marvel. I don't know anything about Werewolf by Night, so if I did, maybe it'd be a different story. I could be like, I've been waiting 30 years for Werewolf by Night, and this is what they give me.
Right.
It only gets a soft yes from me. I still think it just not even partial chub. Like it's slightly less than a partial chub.
Oh.
I appreciate that they did something different. Like they actually released it in black and white. Like I'm really appreciative of that. But it does feel like the final act of a TV series, and they're just like, you know what? Screw the first 2 acts. We're just gonna do a 55-minute movie, air quote, and it's really just an end scene in one place. That's my only beef with it. Everything else.
I'm into
great.
that idea though, because you hear
different.
Marvel movie, and then you're already dreading the well, what else should I have seen first?
Yeah. Other than that, it's great. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, like our last episode, we were talking about Halloween specials, and this kind of just reminded me of it. They did a little extra with the production just to make it feel very Halloweeny. Like it's just whether it's good or faithful, it was like a fun Halloweeny thing to watch this time of season.
Halloweeny. But yep, that's all I can say about that.
I'll have to give it a watch because
More.
An hour-long Marvel thing that's a horror Disney joint. Like, all right,
it's a quick watch. It moves at a good pace. Like I said, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I always go, is that it? There could have been more. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I'll
It might be a good double feature with the original Frankenweenie. Like it just gave
Tim
me that
Burton
same
one?
vibe.
Yeah.
Dead Punk asks if we've seen the promos for VHS 85. I have not. I'm okay with that though. I want to go in blind.
Yeah, I just heard about it.
Yeah.
I mean is the new one out?
I don't think it's out yet.
Last Friday or this Friday or something?
No, I don't think so.
Damn it, I had all this written down.
Oh, I watched another.
The new one's VHS 99.
Oh. They still have VHS in 99? I guess they did, didn't they?
It was around.
Yeah.
I was in a video production class, I think, around that time, and we were definitely doing tape editing.
Everything beta.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a little bit more interested in the idea, the concept, I guess, of VHS 85. It's a little bit more of that, that VHS era. It kind of gives me an idea maybe of the type of stories they're going to do.
Fuck. Is there another VHS that's VHS 85? Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, they're just pumping them bitches out.
Yeah,
That
they
says
just
coming in
announced
2023. Okay,
Mhm.
god damn.
Don't forget the low budget one of those kind of films that came out a couple of years ago called High 8.
You got to be shitting me. Are you
No.
serious?
Yeah, because there's
That sounds like a
serious.
bit.
No,
That's
it's
like a bad joke.
It's 100%. It's a real thing.
those
High
those
8.
got to be quick to produce because there's always your some sort of a Korean one, right? Don't all those VHS always have the Korean episode?
Yeah.
I mean,
So Swift, it's always Korean.
they got to be. I think they are, aren't they?
Wow.
Am I wrong?
85 has Scott Derrickson on it
Oh,
and
there you
David
go.
Bruckner.
Oh,
man.
David Bruckner just did the film we just talked about.
Yay! At least there's nothing to screw up. I guess it's his own. It's his own thing.
I did watch a film. I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies a
Oh
couple
yeah.
days ago. I don't know if you guys have watched it or not.
No.
No, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and I don't know if I'm embarrassed over it or what. It's a Zoomer horror film that makes fun of Zoomers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you bummed out about that? You
I don't.
liked it?
I don't know.
And what's
I
that on
still
Paramount
don't.
Plus?
I think so. Yeah.
Bastards.
Is it Paramount or Peacock? It's one of the P's.
It's definitely not Peacock. I think I would have probably seen it.
I don't remember, but either way, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And what's his face? That one
Pete
guy.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Is-
He was all right.
Oh God, I always. If you guys talk about that movie and it's just never mention that name, like I always forget that he's in this movie, and then when you guys re-mention it, I'm like, "Fuck, I ain't watching. I can't watch that."
No spoilers, but if you don't like him, you should watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
That means
He'll change your mind. He'll change your mind.
That means
Yeah,
he gets naked and his body will convince you and silence your biggest fears.
Some people say Pete Davidson. It's more like Pete David Slong.
That just sounded like something Hellraiser would say. What Hot Dog did?
That his body would silence your fears.
No. Pain. You know nothing of the word.
I also got some movies lined up that I want to watch. I'll probably do that this week. Beast with what's his face?
Oh shit!
Idris Elba.
Yeah, that hit
My-
streaming.
My mom watched that. She fucking hated it.
Really?
She said, "I don't know why he did that movie," and I said he
Crazy.
probably owed someone a favor.
Like I
I
said,
know on paper my parents would love it. It's got lions going crazy and Idris
Or a
Elba.
paycheck.
You know,
Right?
I'm just down for like a killer lion movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
you can only watch Ghost in the Darkness so many times.
Yeah, I need something new.
Right.
And other than that, I think I'm gonna give
That sucks.
they them a spin.
Not that I don't know why I
I
put so
wanna do
much
that too.
credence behind Hot Dog's mom's opinion, but I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, I don't know why
I
you
didn't
do
want,
either, but
I didn't want to hear any negative thing about it. I wanted it to be good.
Oh, well now I can't
So
watch
far-
it because she didn't like it.
So far, my favorite review my mom has ever given a movie was WNUF Halloween.
Oh yeah,
I put it on one time for Halloween, and after like 20 or 30 minutes, she's like, "This movie makes me want to dig a hole and lay in it." I was like, "Damn, all right."
She loved it that much, huh? She's like, I can die a happy woman
No,
now.
not quite. I don't know if you're reading
Oh,
that right.
okay. I don't think, maybe I didn't catch that right. Yeah.
Silly.
The Disney Werewolf by Night had little to do with the comics except reusing names. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I kind of imagined. There's
Ju-
a fun
just the
special
whole
appearance, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But there is a fun special appearance.
I know.
Is it
I'd like.
Dracula?
No, I don't
No.
want to give it away.
There's a
Don't
Luke
ask me.
Cage.
No, it's a
Yes.
fun first
Is it
for the Marvel
Daredevil?
U.
It's Daredevil. He do the walk
not
of shame
Daredevil.
away from midnight. Werewolf by midnight.
I wanted to see how many characters he could go through.
Doctor Strange.
Nope.
That's all I got. That's all the Marvel I know.
Shit.
Fortnite? Did they put Fortnite in that movie?
He guessed. Damn
I
it.
knew it. I fucking knew it.
You'd be like, when does John Cena pop up? He
He's in
usually
there. You
pops
just
up.
can't see him.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's okay. The werewolf, I could have used a little bit more. The makeup of the werewolf. It's more Wolfman, which usually I like. I like a werewolf in pants, right?
That's kind of like
werewolf.
what the original comic was, wasn't it?
Kind of, but there was not a lot of hair on this actor's face because it just gave me that like modern day like you can't cover the actor's face. You know, it's like it's a damn werewolf. Like you could cover it.
Wasn't the Benicio del Toro one like that too?
Not really. He had like a
Where's
full
that one?
prosthetic nose and forehead and blah blah blah.
So is he closer to like a wolf man than like a werewolf, like in
Yes.
American
He's more
Werewolf?
human.
Yeah, but dude, like I feel like Teen Wolf looks more wolfish. That was my problem with
Like the Michael
Just-
J. Fox one?
yeah. Yeah, just
Oh.
like the face of this werewolf, it just seemed too human to me. It was not that hairy. Like he had a hairy body. He had kind of like a wolf nose. I mean, you can definitely see something on there. But it just doesn't like I don't know, it doesn't scream like wolf or like wolfman or I don't know. I was a little let down by the makeup, I guess.
I don't without spoiling anything. The only thing I was curious about with Werewolf by Night is the fact that he's not even the main character in his movie. But that's it.
Right? And I don't know, once again, is that the comics?
I don't know.
Is her name Jennifer Bloodstone?
Elsa.
Elsa Bloodstone? Like, I don't know if she's like a main character in that book, but I did get the same feeling I got when I watched Moon Knight, where it kind of does turn into this like, I mean, I've got no problem. Like, she was I don't know, she was a fine character. You know, I'm sure in the comics she's supposed to be strong and whatnot if she is like a monster hunter and all that. But there was a little too much of like her helping like the main dude. It kind of felt like the dude like wasn't that competent, right?
Oh.
But that's just, I mean, modern Marvel, right? Like
Guess-
girl's gonna be like, I'm here to help you.
Guess when Elsa Bloodstone was created?
Where?
2001.
No,
Oh my
guess is
God.
like 2004.
By Bendis? I don't know.
No, Dan Abnett.
Anyway. So yeah, I've got no reference to it.
To me, the chick, and how has no idea what we're talking about.
I don't
The
know
chick
what
looked like
anything is right
Jessica
now.
Jones. Like I couldn't get that out of my brain.
I thought it was Jessica when I saw the
Yes.
trailers, and then in the movie, I'm like, I had to ask my buddy, I'm like, call me stupid, but is that not Jessica Jones? Like, I was pretty sure Jessica Jones was in this special.
Like everything, like the hairstyle, the nose, and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe the black and white, like,
I'm
worked
appreciative
against
that
it, but
that they actually did it black and white. You know, like old school horror movie. Like, I think they should get props for that.
dude, when it went to the title screen at the opening, the sound went to mono. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
It really even the opening that's like a Marvel special event felt like the opening of the old like HBO movie event or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
There's some cool like production
Yeah.
elements to the special.
Whoever made it is a fan of old horror films, I think. So
There's Michael Giacchino,
I don't know who that is, but
the composer.
Yeah, he also did the music. It's insane.
that's crazy.
So that's
Now
kind of
the,
interesting. Last week I was like, "What the hell?" This says it's directed by Michael Giacchino.
Oh,
that
that's
can't
right,
be
yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then turns out it was correct. And the dude's
work
just,
your
I
way
guess, wildly talented.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, now a lot of people are thinking, well, he's got a good handle on the Marvel monsters. Maybe he should do Blade and all that.
Hire that
I
guy
did-
for the Universal Monster Cinematic Universe.
I did like that it was a little like it wasn't gory, but it was a little violent.
I think it was
And
black and white because it was so gory. Because there's definitely
Maybe.
some scenes that are like things getting cut off.
But hopefully it gives me hope of when Disney starts doing shit like Blade or Ghost Rider or any of that stuff. Like it just hopefully they're not going to be afraid of leaning into at least like how dark some of these genres are supposed to be. Not that I need like I don't I'm not like one of those like where's the gore in my Disney movie? Like I get it.
Some
I'm
motherfuckers
just-
always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah, we can't. I don't want it to go the other. I'm more afraid of it going the other way, where it's too like you can't have the Punisher and have him be like, I changed to rubber bullets,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like,
I'm the pacifist now.
yeah, I'm not here to kill him, just teach him a lesson. Ugh.
I'm gonna put you in jail where you belong.
Justice will have her day. Anyway, that's what I gotta say about Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Watch it. Watch it
Yeah.
on Halloween. It's a good special.
I will agree.
Watch it, hot dog. You watched everything else.
Look, he's just face palming us. I don't.
No,
think
I'll
he's-
watch it. I said that at the beginning that I'm planning on watching this.
No, your avatar is face.
You saw Smile,
Oh,
and that looked
shit.
exactly like It Follows. It's like you might as
I
well
went
watch.
on. I went on like a
Werewolf by Night.
5-minute rant how I'm going to watch everything.
right now, right after
Right
this
now.
show.
Yeah, you were supposed to watch it like Did anybody watch Chucky season 2, episode 1?
No. I haven't even seen season 1.
It's all right.
I watched the first season this week, by the way. Finally got through it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't he a freaking Chucky's like an Adam West Batman villain?
Yeah. I have
He
mixed
just wants to,
emotions
like,
about it.
Yeah, he just wants to like blow stuff. It's like, where's the Chucky with the knife and the slasher? Like he just wants to blow stuff up. It's very strange.
I just never know what's going to happen in that kind of thing. I'm like, I don't know. Stuff just seems to happen, it's weird to me. But whatever, I'm
It's
down.
weird.
Killer dolls, I'm down. Whatever,
Dude, it's definitely written by. There's like a weird sense. I remember the first episode of the first season. There's like a talent contest, and as the talent contest ended, or like somebody finished performing, they started like questioning the audience, and I'm like, is this a fucking dream sequence? Like, what's going on here? Like, there's a strange detachment of reality where
breaking that wall.
they just let anything happen in that show. They kind of barely think about it.
They're like,
They just-
shit. We didn't realize we're gonna get more than like a pilot episode. Now we have to actually have to have shit happen.
Yeah, I think in the end of the first episode of the second season, by the end, the kids are like at like a Catholic orphanage or something. It was just like I was like, here we go. The writers were just like, we just need this to happen. So this, that, the other thing. It's there we are. There's not a lot of rhyme or reason behind it.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say this is probably an example of when a thing should not be a TV show.
I'm just so addicted to watching the animatronic doll. Like, I mean, my whole life. I mean, that's why like Chucky's so interesting to me. Like, just watching the animatronic doll is interesting to me.
You know,
Ban that guy. Ban that guy.
Speaking of Chucky, sign up for Melvin 2, which launches October 23rd.
Yeah,
That's right.
Our boy Tim.
It looks really cool. When you experience the world of Melvin, you will be swift off into
Wait,
a
hold
world
on.
of adventure.
Hold
I'm
on.
sorry, I'm reading this promo. You
Do
will
it,
be
do it right now. There you go.
when you order now. When you get Melvin 2, you will be swept into a world of adventure like you've never seen. A yellow-skinned mercenary is hired to track down a princess, and he faces the evil cult of Azarka. Find out what happens in issue 2 as they crash land on a distant planet with the city of Chrysia under the rule of the evil cult of Azarka. Melvin 2, Indiegogo. Sign up now to receive whatever he's going to give you when you sign up now.
That's
Thank
it.
you for
That's-
listening to this.
That's
You
perfect.
owe us $10, Tim.
I said, you don't even need to make a video anymore, Tim. Just cut this stream.
Yucky, I think you're going to read all the plugs from now on.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
And don't forget to back Beowar.
Jim Tuner says Don Mancini himself wrote the first episode of season 2, and it sucked. Yeah, it's just something that's how I know Chucky is it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Like I've hated everything Chucky since like Bride of Chucky, I guess. And
You just
I
can't,
keep
you
watching
can't leave it
them.
alone, huh?
I just can't. Like as long as Brad Dourif is doing that voice and
Guilty
it's an
pleasure.
actual like animatronic like thing, it's just too interesting.
Yeah. Guilty pleasures. Just like
Yeah.
Black Christmas,
Ugh.
2006.
Oh,
I
you
have
guys
no
love
guilt
it.
over my love of Black Christmas.
Yeah,
by
you
the way.
love it. It's not even
That
a good.
is
I can
guilt-free.
admit my like
But
I
you're
get
ashamed.
it. Chucky
You have
doesn't make any
shame.
sense anymore. It's like campy. It's like comedy. Like I get it.
I just wish that the director guy would have done more films.
Cult of Cucky, am I right? I don't have like a drum hit.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's
You
as
should
good
get a
as I
snare
guess.
roll or whatever.
Yeah.
That's actually what you should have ended the show on, that really bad joke.
Just turn off the stream.
Just
Are you
just turn
done?
off.
It's
That's
about
it.
that
We're
time.
done.
It's been like an hour and a half of this
Oh, really?
just straight up garbage.
Yeah, I think we're done. I almost forgot I saw Chucky, but I figured since we're talking about kind of what came out since our last episode, I thought I'd at least mention it. Because there's nothing to like, there's nothing to get into about the episode. It just Chucky's at the end of it.
Have they said how many seasons there's going to be? Is there just a couple, or are they just riding it out until
I'm sure
Sci-Fi
they're just
cancels them?
they're writing it. They got to be just writing out. I'm shocked they got a second season, but I mean it's only 8 episodes. The first season, so
A lot of TV's like that nowadays.
Yeah.
It's very rare for them to go anything more than that, right? So,
yeah, I don't know.
Another film, Hot Dog, you might remember this, since we share a love for Black Christmas, 2006. Do you remember the movie Cry Wolf?
Yeah,
remember that
I
movie.
do.
Around the
I
same
do.
time.
What about it?
That's a good movie.
Is it?
No,
Got
it's
the
not.
guy from Supernatural in it.
No, that's a bad movie.
No, it's great.
I always get it
Hold on.
confused
Let me
with
see if
Wolf
this is the one I'm
Creek.
thinking of.
It's great.
No, that one's not good. No, that one's not good. That one has
Yeah,
like a
they play the
non-ending.
game.
Nothing happens through the whole movie.
Game of Lies.
It's really bad.
It's got like a guy in a red hood or something,
Yeah.
like a red ski
that
mask,
guy. Red ski mask.
and he stalks a campus.
Yeah,
but
flashes
it's
them.
it's fake.
It's all not real. Don't spoil
Spoiler
the movie.
alert. No, fuck
Don't-
that.
don't-
Fuck that
no.
movie. Spoiler alert. The ending means nothing because it was just a prank, bro.
Oh,
Fuck that
snap.
movie.
It's
Make
like
me
April
sit through
Fool's
that.
Day or something.
But worse.
But worse, yeah.
Because at least April Fool's Day it's in the title. Like
If you
expect
type
some,
Cry
like-
Wolf, there's way better movies that come up
In
instead.
that one.
Cherry Falls, the Sorority Row remake, the House of Wax remake, Valentine, all much better.
I actually need to
Excellent.
rewatch Cherry Falls. I remember
I love
really
it.
liking it.
It's
Is that
awesome.
Brittany Murphy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Why'd you bring up that horrible movie, Gable? When's
Yeah,
the last
why?
time you watched this?
I was trying to derail the stream, to be honest.
yeah, I'm trying to close the show, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
he's
this
trying
is
to
a
close
perfect
it.
time to talk about Cry Wolf." Actually,
Yeah. Directed by Jeff
speaking of
Wadlow, by the way. You know
speaking
that?
of sucks, how about that amazing promo from Tim? Tim also wants to hear Yucky talk about Beowar.
Oh. Cue the music.
I don't know. It's up to if Yucky wants to do it or not.
I can. I'll give it a.
Do you wanna
I'll give it a whirl.
You want to read Beowar copy?
I'll give it a whirl.
All right.
They
You ready?
paid. They paid.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here you go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to offer you a very special offer, I guess. Right now, if you go to Indiegogo and back Beowar, Brood of Cathal. Beowar is a Conan hybrid Sinbad character who traverses. What the hell is it about? Beowar is a warrior who. He.
Kills things.
There's something about a blood prophecy. Will
All
he
right, that
fulfill
was,
the
really,
blood
that
prophecy?
was really good, Yuck. Wow.
Nailed it.
What another incredible read from Yucky.
Thank you. Thank
Nailed
you.
it.
I am for hire if anybody wants me to do their trailers or.
I'm definitely going to hire you for my trailer.
Well, anybody else could write the copy. Like I don't have to come up with it off the top of my head.
No, it's more fun this way.
I was thinking about what the fuck is Beowar about? It's about a dude
Yeah. And he gets drunk and bangs.
who
Falls
he
asleep on
fights
stream?
mermaids.
No, it's not a self-insert.
Oh,
He finds
fights monsters.
He fights
he
monsters.
finds a bunch of virgins or something in a cave.
Shags them.
I think he shags them, finding out that he deflowered the virgins of the monster Cathal, something like that. Back in
So
now,
wait, so he
Indiegogo.
cucked Cathal?
I think so. I think that's the story.
Is that really the story?
I think that's the story.
Interesting.
Back
there.
in now.
All right, and that ends the second episode of the Ice Cream Sunday Social. I'm your host, Full Custom Hot Dog. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Full Custom Hot Dog without the last O, because that's just too long for Twitter.
I'm another host on the Ice Cream Social, Yucky Gum. You can follow me at Yucky Gum Comics on the Twitter.
Oh, yeah. And I'm Gable Pennyshot. You can follow me on Twitter at GPennyshot.
All right.
So thank you all for watching, and until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks all. Bye.